Did you know there are countries where American passports don't easily grant entry? Yes, it's true. While the American passport is one of the most powerful in the world, there are still places that pose quite the challenge for U.S. citizens to visit. You may be wondering why. Well, reasons vary widely. It could be due to geopolitical tensions, strict visa processes, or even deliberate limits on tourists to preserve environment and culture. It's a fascinating, intriguing concept, isn't it? In this exploration, we're going to take a magnifying glass to 6 such countries. We'll delve into the whys and wherefores, uncovering the unique circumstances that make these destinations less accessible for American travelers. We'll traverse the globe to bring you a closer look at these forbidden destinations. Curious to know which countries these are? Buckle up for this global journey. First stop, North Korea, a country shrouded in mystery and political tension. Often referred to as the Hermit Kingdom, North Korea is one of the most enigmatic places on Earth. Its isolation from the rest of the world has led to a unique culture and society that remain largely unknown to outsiders. But for Americans, the intrigue is met with significant hurdles. Visiting North Korea requires a special validation passport, a unique document issued by the U.S. Department of State, specifically for travel to, in, and out of North Korea. This requirement was established following the tragic case of Otto Warmbier, an American student who was detained in North Korea and returned to the United States in a coma, passing away shortly after. It's a sobering reminder of the risks and realities that can come with venturing into such a politically tense region. Political tensions between the United States and North Korea have been ongoing for decades. From nuclear threats to human rights issues, these tensions have created a complex and challenging relationship. There's a palpable sense of unpredictability when it comes to North Korea, which contributes to the travel restrictions for Americans. It's a place where the usual rules don't always apply, and the consequences can be severe. Despite these challenges, North Korea continues to captivate the world's attention. Its enigmatic nature, combined with its political isolation, makes it a destination of intrigue. However, it's important to remember that this is not a typical tourist destination. The stakes are high and the risks are real. North Korea, a destination not for the faint-hearted. Next, we land in Iran, an ancient civilization with a twist on tourism. Imagine embarking on a journey where each step you take is carefully curated, where your expedition is not just a trip but a guided narrative. Welcome to Iran, a country that mandates guided tours for American citizens. This isn't a limitation, rather it's an opportunity to immerse yourself in the rich culture and profound history that Iran has to offer, under the watchful eye of a guide who knows the land like the back of their hand. As you traverse through the ancient ruins of Persepolis, the grandeur of the Persian Empire comes alive, whispering tales of kings and queens, of battles and victories. Every stone and every column is a page from the book of history, and your guide is the storyteller, breathing life into these silent relics. Imagine strolling through the bustling bazaars of Tehran, where every nook and corner is a burst of vibrant colors and tantalizing aromas. The air is thick with the scent of spices and the sound of haggling vendors. Your guide, a seasoned navigator, leads you through this labyrinth, unveiling the secrets of Iran's culinary heritage and age-old traditions. As the sun sets, the skyline of Isfahan paints a picture of architectural splendor. Your guide points out the intricate details of the blue-tiled mosques and the grand bridges that span across the Zayandeh River. As the city lights twinkle under the indigo sky, you find yourself lost in the timeless beauty of Iran. But Iran is not just about history and architecture, it's about its people, their warmth, and their hospitality. As you share a cup of mint tea with a local, your guide helps break the ice, facilitating a cultural exchange that goes beyond the ordinary tourist experience. Yes, Iran might require you to take a guided tour, but that's what makes the journey unique. It's not just about visiting a place, it's about experiencing a culture, understanding a history, and connecting with a people. Iran, a journey where every step is a guided one. Now we ascend to Bhutan, a kingdom with a keen eye on preserving its heritage. Nestled in the eastern Himalayas, Bhutan is more than just a country. It's a testament to the balance between man and nature, between modernity and tradition. This tiny, landlocked nation, known as the Land of the Thunder Dragon, has a unique approach to tourism that sets it apart from the rest of the world. Instead of embracing mass tourism, Bhutan has chosen a different path, a path of sustainable tourism. This isn't a country that allows unrestricted access to its lands. Instead, it carefully controls the number of tourists that enter its borders each year. The aim? To preserve the country's pristine environment and rich cultural heritage. You see, in Bhutan, the environment isn't just a backdrop to the country's beauty. It's a part of the national identity, a part of the Bhutanese way of life. The government of Bhutan has made it a priority to protect its natural resources, with over 70% of the country covered in forests and a commitment to being carbon neutral. But it's not just the environment that Bhutan is keen to protect. Its culture, a vibrant tapestry of ancient traditions, spiritual beliefs, and unique customs, is as integral to the Bhutanese identity as the mountains that cradle the country. By limiting the influx of tourists, Bhutan ensures that its culture remains untouched, unspoiled by the homogenizing effects of globalization. To visit Bhutan, you'll need to book your trip through a Bhutanese tour operator and pay a daily fee. This fee covers accommodation, food, transport, and a guide. It might seem steep, but a significant portion goes towards funding education, healthcare, and environmental conservation efforts in the country. So each visitor is contributing to the preservation of the country's environment and culture. Bhutan, where preservation and tourism go hand in hand. Switching gears, we sail to Cuba, an island nation with a distinct travel category. The vibrant Caribbean island of Cuba presents a unique case for American travelers. Rather than being completely off-limits, it allows visits under specific categories. One such category is the support for the Cuban people. But what does support for the Cuban people mean in practical terms? This category isn't about lounging on the beach with a cocktail in hand. Instead, it's designed to ensure that American tourists engage directly with the Cuban people, contributing to the local economy and supporting the Cuban community. This can be achieved through staying in privately owned accommodation, dining in local restaurants, and shopping from local vendors. Travelers under this category are encouraged to engage in cultural exchange, fostering mutual understanding between the two nations. This could involve participating in local events, visiting museums and galleries, or even taking part in language classes. It's about forging connections, learning about the rich Cuban culture, and sharing your own experiences. However, it's worth noting that this isn't a casual vacation. Travelers must keep a full schedule of activities related to this category and retain records of these engagements for 5 years. It's not the typical tourist experience, but it offers an opportunity for meaningful and rewarding interactions with the Cuban people. So, if you're considering a trip to Cuba, be prepared to immerse yourself in the local culture, connect with the people, and contribute to the community. It's a unique travel experience that requires careful planning and a genuine interest in understanding and supporting the Cuban people. Cuba is a destination where the purpose of travel is as important as the journey itself. If you are enjoying the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Taking a leap to Africa, we land in Eritrea, a country that's as restrictive as it is appealing. Nestled on the eastern coast of Africa, Eritrea boasts a rich culture and heritage that's as diverse as its landscape. But don't be fooled by its charm. Obtaining a visa might prove to be a little more than just a minor hiccup. Eritrea's visa process is known to be one of the strictest in the world. A rigorous application process, exhaustive documentation, and lengthy waiting periods are par for the course. It's a journey in itself, even before you set foot in the country. And once you're in, the exploration doesn't get much easier. With restrictions on movement and monitored itineraries, Eritrea keeps a tight leash on its visitors. While you may be able to visit the bustling markets of Asmara or the pristine beaches of Massawa, venturing beyond the beaten path is not always possible. But here's where the paradox lies. Eritrea's very limitations make it an intriguing destination. It's the allure of the unknown, the thrill of the inaccessible, and the charm of the undiscovered that draws the intrepid traveler. The country's history, culture, and natural beauty are shrouded in mystery, waiting to be unveiled. From its Italian colonial architecture to its diverse ethnic communities, Eritrea is a melting pot of influences. Its unique appeal lies in its unexplored landscapes, the vibrant local life, and the untold stories that echo through its streets. So while Eritrea may not be the easiest place to travel to, it offers an experience unlike any other. It's a country that challenges you, tests your patience, and ultimately rewards you with an adventure that's both unique and memorable. Eritrea, where the allure lies in its very limitations. Finally, we arrive in Saudi Arabia, where modernization is the key to opening its doors. This vast desert nation, known for its rich history and profound traditions, is now embracing change. As we traverse this shifting landscape, we'll discover how Saudi Arabia is actively courting international visitors with its Vision 2030 program. Imagine for a moment a kingdom steeped in tradition, its roots firmly planted in the past, yet its gaze fixed firmly on the future. This is Saudi Arabia today. Not content to rest on its laurels as the world's leading oil exporter, the nation is branching out, seeking to diversify its economy and become a global tourism hub. And it's doing so with the Vision 2030 program. Vision 2030 is the brainchild of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. It's a strategic framework that aims to reduce Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil, diversify its economy, and develop public service sectors such as health, education, infrastructure, recreation, and tourism. The program is a clear testament to Saudi Arabia's commitment to progress and modernization. One of the most tangible outcomes of this program is the introduction of e-visas for American tourists. Yes, you heard that right. For the first time in history, Saudi Arabia is opening its doors wide to American visitors. This is a significant shift in policy, and it's indicative of the nation's broader efforts to attract international tourists, foster cultural exchange, and showcase its rich heritage to the world. The kingdom is changing, evolving. Its cities are rapidly modernizing, and its society is becoming more open. With Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia is not just preparing for the future, but actively shaping it. It's a country where the age-old traditions of the past seamlessly blend with the innovations of the future. Saudi Arabia, the land where tradition meets transformation. From the Hermit Kingdom to the Vision 2030 Gateway, we've journeyed through countries that pose unique challenges to American travelers. Let's take a brief walk down memory lane. North Korea, the Hermit Kingdom, with its political tensions and tragic tale of Otto Warmbier, necessitates a special validation passport for any brave soul seeking to venture there. Then we have Iran, where U.S. citizens are required to experience the country through guided tours. A journey through Iran is like a well-choreographed dance, designed to show you the country in a specific light. Next up, Bhutan. This Himalayan kingdom is the guardian of its environment and culture, limiting tourist numbers to preserve its unique identity. It's not about exclusivity, it's about sustainability. Over to the Caribbean, we have Cuba, a country that Americans can only visit under specific categories like support for the Cuban people. It's a testament to how politics can shape travel policies. And then there's Eritrea, the land of limited exploration. With a strict visa process and confined exploration opportunities, Eritrea is like an enticing mystery novel that you're only allowed to read a few pages of. Finally, we've got Saudi Arabia opening up to American tourists with e-visas as part of its Vision 2030 program, a historic move for a country that was once largely closed off to Western tourists. From political tensions to cultural preservation and environmental considerations, these factors have shaped the unique travel restrictions we've explored today. It's a reminder that every country has its reasons, its own set of rules, and its own story to tell. Remember, every destination has its story, and sometimes the journey's thrill lies in the challenges it poses. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Until next time, safe travels.